So as a young piano student, I understood key signatures kind of in the most literal sense, that there were certain notes I had to sharp or flat. But outside of that, I had no idea what it meant to be in a key, and my teachers had given me scales to practice, but there was no connection made whatsoever how that related to being in a key and how the key signature showed us what key we were in. So if you find yourself in that category, this is the perfect video for you, because I'm going to unpack all of that step by step so that you not only understand how key signatures work thoroughly, but you might also have some fun along the way. To put it as briefly as possible, the key signature tells us what key we're in, which is telling us what scale our piece of music is based on. So it would make sense to go back and start with scales and how that applies to our music. If you were like me, maybe your teacher gave you a scale book and you spent lots of time, figuring out fingerings and getting your hands coordinated, but it was never actually linked to actual music. So when we have something like a D major scale, we can have a piece of music that's in the key of D major, and that means that the melody has been composed using that D major scale, and it also means that the harmonies or the chords have been built on that scale, meaning that we're building up triads on each note of the scales. My favorite example to show students this is Joy to the World, because it starts with the entire scale at the beginning. See how when we play the scale and then we play the piece of music in that key, suddenly it starts to make a little more sense what it actually means to be in a key. So next I'm going to show you a trick to figure out what key you're in, even if you're not familiar with all 24 major or minor scales yet. But using this nifty trick, you can find any key that you're in quickly, even if you haven't necessarily learned the scale yet. The next step, and you should do this with any piece of music you ever learn, play the scale or practice the scale of that key.